Welcome back to part 2 of building the front panel of the mouse house. The first part of this video is something I have never tried before, making not just a window, but a window that opens. I started off by tracing the window opening so I could see at a glance what size to make the window frame and pieces of balsa wood for the window itself. Balsa wood was what I had on hand, so that's what I used. The window frame was about the same thickness as popsicle sticks, and the window wood was about 5mm or a 1/4 inch thick. Balsa wood's very soft, so it's easily cut with a craft knife. I measured the framing into strips the same thickness as the front panel. Because it's my first time making a window, I made sure to dry fit the pieces again and again to get the measurements right. It's better to cut things slightly bigger and sand them until you get the perfect fit. If you cut a piece too small, you'll have to cut a whole new one. Once the frame fit, I started on the window. If you're on Facebook and love to talk crafts and miniatures, check out the Nessie Monster Crafts Facebook group. I'm trying to create a community of like-minded crafters where we can share our projects, discuss ideas and have a laugh. You'll also get some sneak previews whenever I'm working on something new. I have the link in the description below and I'd love to see you there. I've cut the 1/4 inch thick balsa wood into 1/4 inch sticks for the windows. The aim is to have a window that both sides will open outwards. If you're new to this channel, click subscribe so you don't miss any new uploads. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and don't forget to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'm not sure what the heck I was trying to do here with these tiny offcuts. I was pretty much making it up as I went along. Now, coming up, you'll see a big jump in progress, but Clever Clogs here had forgotten to hit record on the camera. The hazards of being so absorbed in your crafting, eh? What you will have missed was me cutting the middle cross members for the windows to make them into 4-pane windows and gluing them all together with contact adhesive. I rounded off the side of the window frame where I wanted the hinge to be at, so it will swing open smoothly, but I left the other edges nicely squared off. I also painted them with acrylic paint. I used some trash plastic and tacky glue to attach the glass in the windows. The tacky glue will dry clear so you won't see it later on. Keep the edges clean with a toothpick while the glue is still wet. Now I'm attempting to make pin hinges for the windows. Because balsa wood is so soft, I didn't need to pre-drill the holes. I used metal head sewing pins and I poked them into place through the top and bottom frames into the outside edges of the windows. I didn't push the pins in the whole way, just about halfway before pulling them out, cutting the pins in half and poking them back in all the way in those same holes. Oh, of course, as per usual, I'm so wrapped up in what I'm doing that I forget to do it all in frame. It could just about become my trademark at this rate. I'm so sorry about that. Mind you, I was more focused on not having the trimmed offcuts from the pins fling off somewhere where I couldn't find them. I glued it all into place with tacky glue and added the side parts of the window frame later. Okay, so putting the window aside for now, I wanted some old-fashioned latches for them. Starting with a couple of earring backs, I painted them black and then copper. Oh, I also realised the window needed a central support to stop the windows opening the wrong way, so here's the one I added. Okay, I found some copper wire from my craft stash and I used it to create the handles on the window latches. I used super glue to add a copper bead to one end of each handle. The other end of the handle is bent into a decorative loop. When I attached the latches, I had to make sure it wouldn't get in the way of that central support beam, and I glued the earring backs onto the window with contact adhesive. It was about now that I realised the earring backs were too pointed at the ends, so I trimmed them off. I better add here that some earring backs are made of metal and you'd need wire cutters for the job, but these ones are rubber, so scissors worked fine. With the newly flattened ends, I could glue on the latch handles by adding contact adhesive to the copper bead ends and bracing them in place until the glue finally cured. Ah, the roof. Oh my gosh, I love this roof. Just wait till you see it. First step was securing the light's battery pack and switch, where it will be hidden inside the roof cavity. I glued some Velcro to both the top of the box and to the battery pack, so I can remove it if I need to. Next, I recycled a couple of pizza box lids to make a solid backing panel for the roof. Coincidentally, it was the perfect width for the mouse house. I glued them together with ordinary white glue and left them under some heavy books to dry flat. Those offcuts came handy later on. I found this corrugated card that had only one flat side amongst some old packing materials, and I thought that would make fantastic roofing, so I spray painted it silver. Make sure you do things like this in a well ventilated area. I wanted a rusty roof, so I mixed rusty coloured paint with a little white glue and a bunch of baking soda and randomly brushed it on all over the corrugated cardboard. The baking soda gives the rust a nice texture to add to the detail. So as I was doing this, it's winter in New Zealand and now it was getting too cold to work out my art studio. So I brought the mouse house inside my living room to finish it off in front of the fire. The roof on it was going to need supports to hold it up at an angle, so I cut several triangle wedges on the right angle that I wanted and glued card brackets to them to give a better footing when I glued them in place with contact adhesive. I hope that makes sense. I trimmed a strip off the roof backing piece to sit across the top of the front panel, and I glued them both in place. Remember that rusty corrugated roofing? I cut it into strips, glued one to the top of the front panel, and staggered the rest on the backing piece for the roof to look like sheets of roofing iron. But underneath the roofing iron, I used the pizza box cut-offs to help level out the roof where it warped slightly. Once the roofing was on, you can't see a thing. At midnight one night, I was feeling like the roof looked too big and out of proportion, so I decided to make a dormer window and played with a paper mock-up until I was happy with the size. Then I used that to create the dormer out of scrap card with a simple window opening. I covered the dormer with masking tape and paper mache with paper towels, white glue and water mix. I also added a brace in the rear of the dormer to hold it in shape. Remember, when paper macheing something, torn edges always blend together better than cut or straight edges. Like with the other window I made, I traced the openings so I know what size to make it. This one isn't going to open though, it was much simpler to do. Cut the pieces to size, glue them together and paint. Dry fitting the pieces helps get it to that perfect fit. When I glued them together, I sat it in the window opening itself to keep the joins nice and snug. I glued the window in properly later on after painting and the glass was in. Bust out that needle and thread, peoples. We're going to make curtains. I hemmed the side edges of the curtains and tacked them together at the top. Then I gathered the whole top in one piece and the bottom of each curtain separately. A novice sewer could manage this. Just keep your stitches small and even in size. It doesn't have to be perfect because you'll only see a small part in the end. The roof of the dormer was beyond me trying to work out the angles to cut, so I resorted to using newspaper to create a template and folded it until I had the correct shape and size. Math is hard, y'all, but the paper template got the job done. I painted the dormer before I added the window. At the same time I was thinking about the dormer roof, I found some packing material that I thought looked like a chimney. So I cut it off, then I removed a notch in the mouse house roof and stuck the chimney on. I liked the packing material because it resembled stone. I just used a black marker to draw on the opening in the chimney. Back to the window again, I glued trash plastic over the window opening. The window frame here is glued in from the front. Now I'm gluing the curtains in place with glue across the top, and the bottom ends are tucked and glued to the sides, so the curtains are partly opened. I made a black panel to sit behind the curtains so you can't see inside the dormer. I was too impatient to wait for the glue to dry, so I went ahead and used the contact adhesive to glue the dormer into place on the roof. When I tried the roof on the dormer, I realised it might need a thicker edge to glue to. So using tinfoil, masking tape and paper mache, I made thicker edges across the top front bits. I also painted it off camera. I painted the edges of the dormer roof underside with black before I glued the roof into place. Come back next time to see the outside walls and the big final reveal. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. I know this video is really long, so if you're still watching, I think you're a rock star and I appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!